Welcome to Papa John's World. Well, we're doing the camper dolly extension. We're going to weld these up with a AC welding machine. Let's hit that with a wire brush and let you look at it. But they're strong. And I'll probably grind a little bit by that bolt hole so the head of the nut clears out a little better. Okay. We're going to turn the machine up a little bit more, and just a little bit, and try to get you where you can watch. Okay, that's that weld all the way around. Let's get that cleaned up so you can see it. Well, you can tell I'm not a pipeline welder. They could make that weld look really nice, but it's really strong and it's big enough. It's not the prettiest weld in the world, but for an AC machine, you know, where you don't have a lot of money invested, it's a good weld. There's nothing wrong with it. It's plenty strong. So while we're on the table, because when I weld over here, I don't have much room to put a camera where I can get the hood so you can watch. We're going to try some 70, this is 7014. This is kind of a cousin to a jet rod, which was designed in the 40s for shipbuilding and bridge building, but this is an improved version of it. Jet rod only goes flat, and this is 7014. It still has, it has iron powder in the flux, so it has a higher deposition rate than other rods, and it makes a really smooth weld. And I haven't welded with it a lot, but let's go ahead and weld these two up. I'll weld one and just let you watch, and then the other one we'll put under the hood to see how it goes. And I may need to adjust my machine a little bit. And this rod, you drag it. So I'm going to try to drag it. We'll start here, and I'll drag through that, and then stop over here. This rod has a lot of flux in it, and it hides the weld from you a little bit. But you can see it makes really a beautiful weld. Okay, we'll go ahead and finish that. And that I did that with about 6 inches of that rod, so it lays down a lot of material. That's getting every bit of it. It's hard on your stinger when you do that. It gets it too hot. So it's best to knock the flux off before you start. It gives you less to deal with there. Okay, that looks like a really nice weld. And it is. It is a pretty nice weld. Okay, that's my AC machine. That's similar to what it'd look like with a wire machine. Pretty easy rod to run. So you take a little practice. Pretty good weld, pretty good. Yeah, there's a little slag hole right there. That's some of the problems with that 7014 rod, because you can't really see the puddle too good when you're welding. Sometimes you'll bury a little bit of slag, but I mean, all in all, that weld would, you're not going to tear that off. It isn't coming off. So, okay, that's two kinds of rod, and you're not limited at that either. There's still another really good rod to use, and this is a Lincoln rod. It's a 7018 H8, and it's a 7018 AC rod. It's made to run on AC welders. This is an all-position rod, really strong, makes pretty welds. It's just a little bit slow. It's considered a low hydrogen rod. So low hydrogen 7018. Years ago, you couldn't get rods like that for AC welding machines. You couldn't get 7014. You'd do 7024, which is flat only, and then you could do 6011. This one that sparks a lot. That was about the only two rods that would work on AC. But now there's a wide variety of them, and it works really well. On my little stickmate, it's got a little chart up here that talks about all the different ones for AC, like 6010, no, 6011, yes, 6013, yes, 7014, yes, 7018, yes, 7018 AC, yes, 7024, that's the original flat horizontal fillet weld, yes. NiCad, that's a nickel rod, that's for welding cast iron, yes, and I've done that with this machine. And 308 stainless, 308L stainless. And yes, it runs stainless rod too. EP is electrode positive, EN electrode negative. So it's really a great chart. And then here's your different rods, different kinds, different sizes, and what temperature ranges you should run them at. This is such good information, so simple to use, to pick a rod and for what you want to use. Anyway, that's a great little welding machine. We're gonna weld the rest of these on. I'm gonna clean them up a little better. What's kind of nice about welding that up with the AC welding machine is I have exhaust fan in here running, I have an exhaust fan in the other room, and it's helping take that smoke out of here. If I welded that with my wire feeder and had that much wind blowing through here, I would be getting holes in my weld. It would blow my shield gas away. With an AC machine, you can weld in the wind, outside, dirty steel. It's pretty darn handy. That paint's horrible. Please don't never do nothing like that in the shop if you don't have super good ventilation. I have my 12-foot door wide open and 3 exhaust fans running. And I try to stay on the uphill side of it. But anyway, it could be pretty bad stuff. You never know what it's made out of. I went ahead and welded that extra brace in there. put the wheels on it. About 45 1/8. This one's about 44 3/4. So it needs to tip in a little bit. .44 13/16. 44 13/16. Because these holes in here are slotted, it allowed the wheel to point quite a bit off. And they have a little bit of slop in them, but not enough to make up for that. Put a heavy camper on it. I did get all the grease zerks to the outside, so I think we'll run around it with a grease gun a little bit and then we'll flip it over.
What do you mean that's good enough?
That's
it's
good enough
crookeder
for
than
now.
a dog's hind leg.
Yeah, that's fine. It gets this.
You better lock those wheels.
It gets this. It ain't going nowhere. That gets this bay open for tomorrow.
Yeah, lock those wheels.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching Papa John's World. I worked up a sweat. I can imagine if you didn't have those wheels greased and even lifting up the front end to help it turn. That's a job for me and Grandma. Woo! Okay. Now, when that big camper comes tomorrow, we can get it in the shop if it's raining or bad weather. Okay. You know what I like to say? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and be safe.